to Briggs & Stratton Raceway Park, also known as Badger. This is the Animal Senior with a number of great drivers in this. You can see Robert Murray, Seth Johnson, Connor Bruce, just to name a few. They used to go to Badger. A few still do. Anyway, here we go. I expect them to get the green here. Seth Johnson and Connor Bruce in that front row. And here we go. This should be an exciting one. And the green is thrown. Connor Bruce goes on the inside. Seth Johnson not going to take that. Goes on the inside, planning for the hairpin. Looks like he didn't get around him. He's going to keep trying to attack him early on to get that nice early lead. Connor Bruce still leading, and in the back we see some action. Something I don't normally say, but I like it when there's action in the back. Anyway, Connor Bruce and Seth Johnson pulling away from the rest of the group, and quite honestly, Connor Bruce getting a nice size gap between him and Seth Johnson. And here we go. Connor Bruce leads the first lap. Too wide, Robert Murray on the inside of the 199. Gets a position there. I hope he can hold that. Connor Bruce still ahead of Seth Johnson, heading out of the hairpin. There we go. Everything kind of calmed down right now. Seth Johnson and Connor Bruce are kind of away from each other as well as from the rest of the pack. I don't know if Seth will be able to catch up all the way to Connor. And here we go. Lap 2 led by Connor Bruce. Robert Murray right on the bumper, makes a move coming out of 1. He's ready to come in at the hairpin. Let's hope he can make that move. And, oh, he holds it off. Meanwhile, a little bit more action going on behind him between two cars. I believe there was a bit of contact there. Not very much. There we go. Robert Murray in third. Seth Johnson in second. And Connor Bruce in first. Meanwhile, here Connor comes, followed by Seth. I'm pretty sure I just read this out, but who cares? And Robert Murray. Pretty big gaps forming. The only close battle I can see, excuse me, is for 5th place, the almighty 5th place. The 199 and the, I can't tell, I'm sorry. I can't read that from here. The numbers are like weird. Have it going at it here, heading out of no man's land. Meanwhile, Robert Murray in third. Robert Murray in third, trying to catch up to Seth Johnson, who was trying to catch up to Connor Bruce. There we go, 199, holding off the person behind him quite nicely. He's trying to trail down someone himself right in front of him. There's a bit of a gap there, so he's gonna, oh, looks like there was a move on the inside. And Connor Bruce leads yet another lap. The 199, despite an excellent attempt at holding him off in the end of the boot. Meanwhile, the 24 almost catching up to that white car, mysterious white car. Everyone else kind of spread out except for those 3, heading into the boot now. Meanwhile, Connor Bruce just dominating this race so far. Johnson kind of shaking his head there, maybe disappointed in the fact that he is now closer to Connor. Meanwhile, the 24 passes the number 83 skill. And oh, he passes him on the inside, heading into the hairpin. Heading out of the hairpin, you can see that 24 starting to speed away from everyone else. The 80 now, who once was in front of both of them, now behind both of them. And the 199 just keeping that in-between position. And white flag goes to Connor Bruce, still dominating this race. Once tightly together, now spread out with the 24, creating a big gap between him and the 199, who has created a slightly less big but still impressive gap between him and the 80. And here we go. Connor Bruce wins it after a dominating performance, followed by Seth Johnson, Robert Murray, the 24, the 199, and the 80. Thanks for watching the first seat. Hello everyone, welcome to Briggs & Stratton Raceway Park, also known as Badger. I started this late. This is the Animal Senior class, and green flags, so 1 to go. Never mind, I started this right on time. Looks like Seth Johnson got a little too early there, or started. And let me try to fix something. There you go, I think I fixed it.
Okay, apparently it's one route that everybody thinks. Can everybody please make sure you're drinking plenty of water? Try not to even drink soda pop. Water or Gatorade. Water, yes, Gatorade is very good also. Please try to stay out of the sun. Please try to stay out of the sun.
Green flag, Seth Johnson takes the lead. Connor Bruce and Seth Johnson going at it right from the bat. They are both fighting for that #1 position. Johnson just stays on the inside. A lot of contact there as Bruce falls behind, I think, 2 positions there. Oh, but Bruce and Murray now going at it. Seth trying to escape everyone else as he has started to create a decent-sized gap. Oh, but Bruce has passed Murray. Anyway, here they come. Seth Johnson with a nice early lead with a gap between everyone else. Anyway, Seth Johnson, I'm sorry, I was distracted for a second. Seth Johnson leads yet another lap. Oh, Connor Bruce able to catch up to Seth Johnson. Something extraordinary, considering the decent-sized gap that Seth has created. Seth didn't even mess up there. Connor Bruce, pretty good as we saw in that earlier heat. And if you were here in real life in the practices, you would have seen that Connor Bruce was doing amazing in those too, as he established big gaps himself. So he has caught up to Seth. Johnson and Connor Bruce going right at it. Seth Johnson getting a little bit of gap heading out of the boot over Connor Bruce. Everyone else is kind of straightened out. No one really fighting. Everyone kind of spread out there. Meanwhile, Seth Johnson leads another lap. Seth Johnson and Connor Bruce. Seth Johnson, a great racer here at Badger. I believe he won the championship twice. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, here it comes, heading out of the no man's land. Seth Johnson leading another lap. Said about a year ago, he drives best when angry, and there is no doubt he is angry that Connor Bruce has won the past race, so he is definitely going to try his best to win this one. Here we go, Seth Johnson leading another lap. Connor Bruce right behind him. Connor Bruce won the last heat and one of the practice. Well, no, there's no winners in practice. Sorry. But there we go. Connor Bruce won the first heat. But there we go. Meanwhile, behind him, there's a bit of a battle there between the 199 and the 80. They had a bit of a fight earlier in the heat one. Meanwhile, Seth Johnson leads yet another lap. I believe that's a one to go. So Seth Johnson takes a white flag. Connor Bruce going to try his hardest to get that first place position. Seth Johnson with Connor Bruce at his heels. Seth Johnson wins the second heat to make up for that second place in the first heat. Connor Bruce behind him, followed by Robert Murray. Behind him, the 24, followed by the 199 and the 80. This is it for your second heat. Oh, by the way, behind them, there's the 81 and the 24. That is it for the second heat. I will see you all next time. Welcome to Briggs and Stratton Raceway Park, also known as Badger. This is the feature or final for Animal Senior Smart. Anyway, we have old Badger Kart Club members such as Seth Johnson, Connor Bruce, and Robert Murray. A few of them still do race as Badger Kart Club members, but I do not believe Seth Johnson does. Alright, so Johnson leads him. Yeah, Johnson leads him. Bruce in second, Murray in third. There we go, green flag, a lot of contact there. As they head into the hairpin, Seth Johnson ahead of them all. I believe if Seth Johnson wins this race, he will lead the points for the 206. For the Bridgestone, Briggs and Stratton, whatever. So Seth Johnson leads his way into the boot, followed by Connor Bruce and Robert Murray. Behind him, there's a bit of passing right there through the heel. Still two-way going into no man's land. They separate it out, heading into the kink. And here comes Seth Johnson leading the first lap. And there we go, Seth Johnson and Connor Bruce right next to each other, bumper to bumper. Bruce definitely not wanting a repeat of the second heat, going to try and passing Seth wherever he can. And here we go, Seth Johnson leading a second lap. Connor Bruce trying on the inside. I'm not sure if any of you have noticed, but Bruce just kind of swerved there. I think he was looking for a way around Johnson. Luckily, he made up that gap that Johnson created after he swerved. Him out quite expertly. Here we go, Seth Johnson with Connor Bruce right at his heels as they enter the toe of the boot. Behind him, Robert Murray all by himself in third place. After him, there is, I can't read his number. I believe that's the 23. Here we go, out of the king, Seth Johnson, followed by Connor Bruce. Connor Bruce looks on the inside, heading into what Connor Bruce made. Connor Bruce, our new leader, Seth Johnson, and it's still Seth Johnson, still looking for a pass there. Connor Bruce leads his way into the hairpin, Seth Johnson right at his heels. Robert Murray still all alone, and behind him there's a battle going on for that fourth place position. Bruce exits the heel of the boot. I'm smart, still. Anyway, Connor Bruce exiting the king. Seth Johnson right at his heels. Seth going to try and be patient and pass on the last lap. And Regan Baring in fifth, looking for that fourth place. I believe that is the 24 ahead of him. Regan Baring looks on the inside, tries back. He does pass him. And it looks like the 24 gets his position back almost right away. Meanwhile, up front, Seth Johnson still right behind Connor Bruce in that 28 machine. Here we go, Connor Bruce and Seth Johnson. Regan Baring staying patient behind that 24 car. Meanwhile, up front, Seth Johnson and Connor Bruce still going at it. Connor Bruce holding off Seth quite nicely. I don't think Seth has really tried to pass him yet, as he normally goes for it on the last lap. Anyway, here comes Connor Bruce, followed by Seth Johnson. Robert Murray in a group of his own in third. Regan Baring almost looked on the inside there. Regan Baring going on the inside, heading into the hairpin. Regan Baring holds him off. Whoa, Baring two wheels there. That was nice by Regan. Saved it quite expertly. So if Regan finishes in fourth, Murray in third, if the results stay as they are, all Badger people will finish in the top four, which I just find kind of funny. Here we go, Regan Baring leading the pack quite nicely, holding off anyone who tries to take his position in 4th place. No one has Regan slowly getting ahead of them. Meanwhile, here we go. Connor Bruce leading another lap. Seth Johnson right there. Even though there is a slightly bigger gap than Seth would want, I'm pretty sure he can still catch up. And here we go, Baring leading the pack. Not much happening now. Most of the battles have been resolved except for this one going on in the back between the 199 and the 80 for the position ahead of last. Meanwhile, here comes the Connor Bruce. I'm smart. Connor Bruce followed by Seth Johnson. Second to last lap right here. 2 laps to go. Connor Bruce still leading. Seth Johnson not at his heels anymore. There's a small gap created between them. So Connor needs to feel at least somewhat comfortable with that gap he has. Meanwhile, in 4th and 5th, Regan Baring holding off that 24 car. And behind them a battle between the 80 and the 199. Now it's back to the front. 1 lap to go, given to Connor Bruce. Seth Johnson behind him. Robert Murray once again